Some war stories are hard to believe, but this one's impossible to forget. It's a tale of one man, one mission, and one of the most impressive achievements in military history.
It's April of 1945. A 24-year-old Canadian recon sniper by the name of Leo Major, along with his buddy, Corporal Willie Arsenault, are crawling on their bellies on the outskirts of Zwolle, Netherlands, in an attempt to gain information about Nazi troops in the area, with the hopes that a larger force will then liberate the town from Nazi control.
Major is a war-hardened vet. Just after D-Day, he took a phosphorus grenade to the face and actually lost an eye. An injury like that could have gotten a soldier a ticket home, but Major insists he only needs one eye to shoot as many Germans as he can.
This is supposed to be exclusively a recon mission. Identify where the Germans are, how many there are of them, and that is that. It's not supposed to be an active combat situation.
But the Germans spot them, and in an instant, the recon mission explodes into a firefight.
Major and Arsenault begin shooting. Now, pretty quickly, Arsenault gets shot twice. Major takes out 2 more Germans before turning his full attention to his buddy Arsenault, who is dead.
Major has lost people in combat before, but now he's lost his best friend. This is personal. Major decides to take revenge and demolish the entire German garrison all by himself.
Major has done some shockingly brave stuff before, but to attempt to liberate a town entirely by yourself, that has suicide mission written all over it.
Instead of going in guns blazing, Major takes a different approach.
He spots a German officer's adjutant, the attendant, outside of a tavern. He sneaks up behind him with his pistol, disarms him, and says, "Take me to your boss."
When he comes face to face with this senior German officer, Major acts like he's doing the guy a favor. He tells him that the Canadian forces are ready to pummel this town, and he says if he wants to save German lives, they need to leave now.
Major doesn't really know if he is dealing with somebody that is going to take his warning to heart, or is he just going to stand firm and follow the orders of the Fuhrer?
This is a spectacularly crazy move, but this officer doesn't understand why anybody would just give up this information. So he presumes this guy must have some very serious backup nearby.
As a final power move, Major hands the sidearm back to the driver and then disappears into the night.
With the seeds of fear planted, one man embarks on a daring deception to make the Germans believe an entire army is closing in.
Major spends the night creating chaos. He tosses grenades here, moves to a new position, fires his machine gun there. To the Germans, it sounds like an onslaught of a battalion, a regiment. Who knows how many Canadians have surrounded the town?
Any German forces that he does encounter in the streets, he mows them down with his machine gun. So now, you've got bodies in the streets.
And the coup de grace. When Major finds the Gestapo headquarters, he sets it on fire.
The Germans are freaking out at this point, and as these Nazis start fleeing, he starts picking them off one at a time. By 4 o'clock in the morning, there is not a single Nazi left in Zwolle. Leo Major has managed to liberate an entire town by himself.
Leo cements his status as a brilliant war hero. He is awarded the Distinguished Service Medal. He even goes on to serve in the Korean War, where he's awarded yet another Distinguished Service Medal.
To this day, Dutch kids still learn all about Leo Major in school. We've all seen bar bets go a little too far. Someone ends up with a dart in their shoulder, or learns what a urinal cake tastes like. But they usually don't end up making the morning papers.
September 30th, 1956, 3 o'clock in the morning. We see one Thomas Fitzpatrick, former Air Force pilot, drunkenly stumbling onto the tarmac of the Teterboro Airport School of Aeronautics. Thomas is there because he's going to try to steal a plane.
Thomas is a drinker, and this whole thing started in his local Manhattan bar, where he is talking about how he was the fastest pilot in his Air Force squadron, and he's telling them all the details of his many accomplishments. But he's also pounding drinks. Then one of Thomas's drunken friends makes him the bet that he can't make it out to Teterboro and back before the bar closes. And Thomas is not going to turn down this bet. His honor is at stake.
With the clock ticking, Thomas heads to Teterboro Airport, eyes the lineup, and zeroes in on the perfect plane, a single-engine Cessna.
He then gets it started and takes off completely undetected. He has no lights on, no radio contact with air traffic control. He proceeds to fly to New York, and the entire time, no one has figured out that he has stolen an airplane.
Thomas is attempting now to land the single-engine Cessna on St. Nicholas Avenue and 191st Street, directly in front of the bar that he was drinking in, as per the bet.
This is the kind of landing that would be impossible for a stone-cold sober pilot. For one thing, there are wind gusts through Manhattan that wreak havoc, and these buildings are pretty close together. There are cars in the street. It's just not a safe place to put a plane down. But somehow, Thomas Fitzpatrick sticks the landing. Once people realize he has parked a plane outside, the bar erupts in cheers. Except probably for the people that had bet against this and have now lost all of their paycheck.
Everybody is so impressed with this, and the New York Times calls it a great feat of aeronautics and a fine landing. And while he's fined about $100, which is roughly $1,200 today, the owner does not even want to press charges for stealing the plane.
Thomas continues to boast about this achievement for years, but people in the bar are not as enthused to hear this story, and the regulars have cycled out and new ones are there, and they don't all believe this happened because they did not see it with their own eyes. And so they kind of start to goad him and be like, yeah, that's great, bet you can't do it again.
Not one to back down, Thomas sets out to do the unthinkable again.
On October 4, 1958, just a little bit before 1 a.m., Thomas, intoxicated, goes to the same airfield as before, steals a single-engine Cessna, and does it again.
This time, he puts the plane down on 187th Street, right in front of a Yeshiva University building. But the reception is not as good as the first time around.
For his second stolen flight, a New York judge sentences him to 6 months in prison, with the judge stating that had you been properly jolted the first time, this likely would never have happened again.
In response, Thomas blames it on, quote, the lousy drink, AKA, don't blame me, blame it on the alcohol.